Peace, peace in all of Sudan.
Pittsburgh supports the referendum.
Pittsburgh supports the referendum.
Peace in Sudan.
Peace in Sudan.
Well
Justice in Darfur.
Justice in Darfur.
It's great to be here, and it's just wonderful crowd. I almost ran out of signs, which is hard to do. The signs represent the destroyed villages of Darfur and the destroyed villages of South Sudan. The black and white ones represent the Darfur villages that were destroyed between 2003 and 2009. The green and white signs represent the villages that were destroyed in the civil war between North and South between about 1983 and 2005. So it points to the green and white and the black and white point to a common tragedy that's afflicted the South Sudanese and the Darfuris. And one shoe is about to drop on January 9th, and that is the referendum for South Sudan independence. I'm sure you all know about that. And then we're here to basically express our desire and our interest and our attention to what's going on in Sudan. We're not saying the administration is headed in the wrong direction here, but we're telling them they got to keep on keeping on, and they got to pay attention. And we're paying attention in Pittsburgh. So we have nine young men from Darfur who recently came to Castle Shannon. They're living there. They're working here in Pittsburgh. And they are, we have both parts of Sudan represented here. So let's give them a greeting.
Thank you. We're going to be brief, just like you like your politicians. First off, to our friends, it is so great to stand with our brothers and sisters. It makes me proud to be on a world, on a planet, where we understand the suffering that happens on the other side, and that we gather together to say where there's an injustice anywhere, there's an injustice to us. So as council, we stand with you today as we have in the past. And thank you. And Castle Shannon, I got to find you a nice place in Oakland, get you to move into the city. So let me read the proclamation, and let me make sure that you understand this. The world's paying attention today, partly because Congress started paying attention a few years ago. Congress started paying attention when the state started to pay attention. The state started to pay attention when local government started to speak up. And local government only spoke up because of you. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Whereas during January 3rd to 9th, 2011, the Pittsburgh Darfur Emergency Coalition will sponsor a week of action for Sudan. And whereas the week's events will include a march and rally on January 5th that begins at the City County building and ends at Market Square. And whereas the week of action is taking place in advance of a referendum on January 9th, where voters in southern Sudan will vote on seceding from the nation. And whereas the referendum is part of the 2005 Comprehensive Peace Agreement, which ended 2 decades of civil war between the northern and southern regions. And whereas voter registration has been extended to Sudanese nationals who are living in 8 other countries, including the United States, so those displaced persons still can take place in that referendum. Now therefore be it resolved that the Council of the City of Pittsburgh does hereby recognize the Pittsburgh Darfur Emergency Coalition and its partners for their continued efforts to bring attention, awareness, and action to the instability that still remains in the Sudan. And be it further resolved that the Council of the City of Pittsburgh does hereby declare January 3rd through 9th, 2011, Week of Action for Sudan in the City of Pittsburgh.
And let me say that without David and without all of you, it would have been impossible to get the Divestment Act passed, not only passed in the House, which is just one hurdle, but actually signed into law last year. So without your support, it could have never happened, and there was opposition to that. So that was a huge accomplishment. But I really want to say thank you to all of you for your steadfast support for this issue. I know this is something that takes a lot of courage for the gentlemen who are standing up here with me, especially, who I'm very, very honored to have in my legislative district. But I know with January 9th, just a few days away, it is nerve-wracking, and the courage that it takes for the folks here in the United States, but also for the folks in the Sudan who need our help and who have been saying that they're going to do what it takes. They know that there are going to be repercussions. There is some risks associated, but to believe in this cause and also to believe that there are friends here across the globe in the United States and in Pittsburgh specifically who are standing here to help and end the violence, end the genocide. I really commend all of you for standing out here on this cold day and for your perseverance over the past 6+ years. We in the legislature, all throughout the Allegheny delegation, most definitely support you and are here to do whatever we can do to help. So thank you.
Justice in Darfur. We are walking for Darfur. We are walking for Darfur. Peace, peace in Sudan. Peace, peace in Sudan. Peace, peace in Sudan.
We will go on and hear from some of our fabulous speakers that we have here. First I'm going to introduce Reverend Ken White. Reverend White learned about through Nora Johnson, Reverend White has been in Sudan 5 times with the Presbyterian Church. He's a minister in the Presbyterian Church in Mount Lebanon. So we'll hear from him now.
Thank you. If we measure the distance from Pittsburgh to Khartoum, it is 6,650 miles. But there are other ways of measuring distance other than geographically. For the truth of the matter is that the world of the Sudan seems very, very distant and remote from the life that we live here in Western Pennsylvania. There is little that most of us share in common in terms of history and language and traditions, and for the vast majority of us, religion as well. But even though we are removed in so many ways from the Sudan, this I know to be absolutely true. Everywhere in the world, we share in our common humanity these desires. We want to see our children raised in a healthy environment where they can be educated and fed and given opportunities for a peaceful future. And we also hope that by God's grace that we may live long enough and healthy enough to hold a grandchild on our lap so that the gift of generations might be experienced. That is common to all of us, no matter where it is that we live in the world. So today, we are here because we share a common humanity with the people of the Sudan. And what we want for ourselves is what we want for them. So thank you for being here today. But I'm here also because, for me, the story of the Sudan and the referendum and the future there is not just an objective reality, something that we share in common with all humankind. For me, my experiences of being in the Sudan means that the people of Sudan have names. Elizabeth and Margaret and Ishmael and Francis and Gang. For all of these people, I know them not just as names, but as human people, human beings who have a voice and who have homes where they have shared hospitality with me. And so I'm here today because I want to give voice to their voices, that we share as human beings basic needs and desires and hopes, that if we want them for ourselves, we want them for them. And so thank you for being here today and showing your support.
The objective here must be to act in ways that ensure a long-lasting and sustainable peace and development in Sudan. For us in SPLM, we see freedom as the prerequisite for peace and prosperity in the whole Sudan. This freedom, first and foremost, must entail the people of South Sudan to be allowed to cast their referendum vote in free and transparent atmosphere. Most importantly, the aspirations of South Sudanese people for independent state must be respected and supported. The people of South Sudan have suffered decades of brutal wars. The referendum provides the only hope and glimpse of our freedom. It is this critical moment in South Sudan history we want to see that the South gets every support they can from people like you. Since all of us agree that peace is the solution, and all of us commit ourselves, so it's up to us to do our part, all of us, whether it's writing letters or to your congressman, whether writing an up letter, you know, whatever you can do in order for peace to prevail. Thank you very much.
What did you think about today's rally, Kosar?
It was really good because people are gathering together, and I think everybody in Pittsburgh noticed that there is something going on. And actually, I hope everybody will put in their thought and will put us in their prayer to get peace in my country, in whole Sudan. Even people in North Sudan, they really need peace because they are not aware about what will happen after the referendum itself. And we willing. People in North, they, guard our people from Sudan in North, because I myself still have most of my family in North Sudan and some of them in South Sudan, and they don't want to go just because, not they don't want to go because they don't want the separation, no, because when they start moving from South to North, they took them long. They can't just, between just one day and night, go back and school for kids and all this stuff, safety. And I hope just, we need really big support, big prayer, big thought, big attention from all the national community or all the people, just to put us on their attention and their prayer. And we will pray together to have peace in Sudan after referendum or before, if we get separation or no.
You can call me whatever you want. You can call me whatever you want, but I'm still a human being. I'm still a human being with feelings. Feelings just like you. You can be from the north, I'm from the south. You can be a Christian or a Muslim, but we're all together in this. It doesn't matter where you come from. We're all children of God. We're all children of God.